What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a react to this video right here. It's called The Different Types of Language Learners. Now, I meant to do a react to this one about 2 days ago, but got distracted watching Japanese girls on YouTube. But today we are finally back at it. We're going to watch it because apparently your boy, Evildea, he makes a cameo appearance in this one. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens there. And additionally, the outfit has changed because, well, my normal hoodie and shit is sitting over there on the corner of my bed and my cat is currently sleeping on top of it. And there's one thing you do not do, it's awake the cat. You just don't want to do that. So we're going to do it with this grey ass boring outfit right here. Let's begin.
I've been learning languages for...
Oh shit, that's right. He talks slow. He's a slow human. Let's continue this with a little bit more speed.
a long time, and I've met hundreds of millions of language learners.
I'm guessing this is a photo from the Polyglot conference, and if that is correct, this is the least diverse group of individuals I have ever seen in my life. Where is the Esperanto flags? God damn it.
Both online and in person. And I've noticed that there are quite a few stereotypical types of language learners in this community. So today, I'm going to explain some of those types of people so that you can find out which one you or your friends are. And at the end of the video, I'll explain which one I think I am. So without further ado, Los Gates.
Los Gates. Okay, oh, we've already started. We're on the consumer. Okay, let's go, guys. In the comments, let's find out which one we are and make sure he actually covers off on these categories correctly, because I've kind of built a mental map of the different types of language learners I've encountered over time, and I've obviously investigated. So I'm curious to see how real this seems to be. So, the consumer. I'm guessing someone who just buys a lot of language content.
The consumer.
If you're the consumer, you watch content about language learning all day instead of actually learning languages. You know exactly how to study, and now's a great time to start, but holy shit, a polyglot just dropped a video on how to learn a language! I wonder if he'll say anything new. Probably fucking not.
Okay, you know, the sad fact of the matter is that's completely true. Like, all my knowledge can be summed up in about 4 videos that I've dumped on this channel, literally from day one. And everything else since then has just been me shitposting, realistically. I guess sharing my experiences along the way, you know, using certain methods and stuff. But realistically, if you wanted to... Fuck that word, realistically. If you wanted to just, like, you know, find out what I know and apply that, 4 videos will be enough. Then you can unsub, block my channel, never see my ugly mug again. Like, you don't need the rest of the videos. I am, like, mentally hyper-aware of that word right now.
Start salivating when you see that a new "Am I fluent after X number of days of Duolingo?" video comes out, even though you've seen 50 of these and know the answer is no. Get off YouTube. I lose money telling you to get off YouTube, but I want you to win, buddy, so go out there and start learning.
I actually used to say this all the time in my videos at the beginning. I would be like, "What's up, grinders? You done your fucking grind today? If not, get the fuck off YouTube." I should get back into that. I feel like you guys have gotten lazy. You haven't really listened to me as of recently, so yeah, I might start doing that again.
Doomer.
If you're the doomer, language learning depresses you. You look at all these polyglots online, speaking and learning multiple languages, and you're immediately...
Okay, what faces we got in here? Well, I've done an investigation of 2 of these chaps in here. Obviously, one of them being Language Simp himself. A couple of others on here will be on the list in the future. But yes, basically, I guess the doomer is the person who looks at others and goes, "Oh my god, they're so amazing. Why is their dick so much bigger than mine? I feel like I have no possibility in the world." And realistically, at the end of the day, they're only slightly better than you.
Immediate reaction is, "I'm cooked." You say, "I couldn't sound like him, I couldn't memorize words like him, and I sure as heck couldn't be as attractive as him." You picked a difficult language like Korean just to punish yourself, and you'd love to practice speaking it with a Korean, but you don't think you're worth being talked to. Listen, man, it's not that deep. I hate seeing people get all worked up about this. It's a fun hobby, and if it helps anyone, I'm a total dumbass and I've learned quite a few languages.
The coomer.
I would say one thing, though. Like, I hate talking with people. I fucking hate it. Like, in real life, that is. Actually, I don't mind online. I don't mind sending messages and shit. But, like, in real life, you have to be engaged in a conversation I'm really interested in. Or I'll just mentally check out within, like, a heartbeat type of thing. I'll just be like, oh, butterfly. You know, like, it's just... Yeah, I find humans overall to be difficult to interact with. Especially when they want to discuss stuff like sports and shit. Yeah, it's just... Yeah. Okay, what do we got? The coomer. Not the groomer. Okay, what is the coomer? What is the groomer? No, let's continue.
If you're the coomer...
Oh, come on, it even looks like a groomer.
You only learn languages to rizz up dudes. You either learn notoriously attractive languages like Hungarian, German, or Dutch to impress your grinder date at Applebee's, or you learn a language because you really want to date a man of a certain ethnicity and go start a life with him abroad. When you finally meet your mail order husband, you wake up in a bathtub the next morning without your spleen, which is coincidentally where foreign languages are stored. So ultimately, you remain a monolingual beta.
Okay, not sure I've ever met a coomer. It sounds kind of like a cougar. But yeah. Any of you guys coomers? Because you ain't getting me. Okay, what do we got? The boomer. Okay, so these are the guys who own everything in the language community. Basically, they own 90% of all language learning industries, etc.
The boomer.
If you're the boomer, you're a little stuck in the past. You think there's no other way to learn a language than moving to a country where it's spoken or crazy structured classes at some prestigious school or something. You don't even have to be old to be the boomer. I see young people all the time who believe ancient wisdom about language learning that's super outdated. Nowadays, you can just watch videos, listen to podcasts, and talk online. Things are easier and resources are endless. But you stick to really traditional academic methods, which isn't necessarily bad, but after your intensive course, you have no idea how to speak naturally and you know no slang.
Do I know anyone who's like that? Because, like, everyone I know who's, like, learning languages, they may do traditional courses and stuff, but they also utilize more modern methods. So, I don't really know anyone like that. The woomer.
The woomer.
If you're the womber, you got really lucky with your spawn location, and you came out of the womb pre-installed with that...
Oh, okay. So, it's Europeans and people from freaking every country but Australia, I guess, because every other goddamn country is multilingual.
At least 3 languages. Your mom is from Iran, and your dad is from Vatican City, so you speak Persian and Italian natively, but...
Oh, come on. You could have, like, used Latin there. They've even got a goddamn ATM that does Latin. Obviously, they don't speak Latin on the street in Vatican City, but they should.
You were born in Honduras, so you're also a native Mexican speaker. And the worst part is, if you're a womber, I doubt you actually recognize your privilege, and you're probably ungrateful.
The zoomer.
If you're the zoomer, you learn your languages exclusively from short-form content and memes, mainly on TikTok.
Oh god, we're gonna get memes, aren't we? We're gonna get, like, brain rot shit right now, aren't we? Okay, here we go. Prepare for it mentally.
Your Italian stops at tung tung sahur. Your German is just Meine Mama hat mir einfach erlaubt, dass ich Cola trinken darf. Wie cool ist das bitte? Yippee! And your Vietnamese consists mainly of Say for them and thing.
Okay, that last one, I actually recognize. I don't know from where, but I recognize it. Oh god.
Native shocker.
If you're the native shocker, you love making people happy by speaking to them in their language. You're primarily motivated by spreading love and positivity, so you learn phrases...
Wait. No, you're not. Well, maybe some of them are, but most of them are not. They're motivated by shocking the native, getting good footage, putting ads on said footage, making the mullah. That's what it's mainly about.
In a bunch of different languages, or you get super good at a few so you can make people's days and share some laughs. Maybe you married into a family who speaks a different lingo and you want to impress your in-laws, or...
Well, that's a totally different category. Okay, the people who are learning in order to, communicate with their in-laws and shit, that's a survivalist. That's almost like a prepper, man. That's a person who's doing it in order to be able to survive within the family and maintain their position of power, because, if you become... basically like what happens in my family. Like, everyone speaks Chinese, I speak English. I'm a foreigner in my own goddamn household if I don't learn Chinese. So this is two totally different categories. I'm not doing it to shock my in-laws. I'm doing it to get my in-laws to do shit and to find out what my in-laws are saying about me.
Or you live in a community with other language speakers, or you travel to different places to spread linguistic joy.
The YouTuber.
If you're the YouTuber, you're the native shocker.
Okay, I think YouTuber shouldn't be an overall category, because YouTubers do it for all sorts of different weird reasons.
But you've tainted the art of spreading positivity in order to fill your pockets. You're armed with a GoPro and you film shocking people without their consent, and you make millions of dollars selling courses teaching common folk how to become native shockers. It's sort of a pyramid scheme in a way. Your camera doubles as a weapon, scaring NPCs into giving you a reaction so they don't get labeled a Karen by the internet. You're very similar to the creators who do kindness...
Wait, if they don't give you a reaction, they get called a Karen? Okay, the logic there just doesn't work.
Content giving hundreds of fatty burgers to the homeless, but instead you spread the joy of butchered grammar. I get it. If I was in Nepal and someone walked up to me filming and said, I'd like to pay with my credit card, I'd feel obligated to do a backflip. Then I'd hit a double back tuck and a front aerial before evaporating into the clouds above.
Okay, just so you guys know, most YouTube polyglots, they probably didn't even start as YouTube polyglots. Most of them, what they started as was failed travel vloggers. So they wanted to be travel vloggers, they wanted to get paid to travel around, but because they failed at doing that, the best secondary option was to then use their very limited language abilities to impress locals. And boom, that actually made money. And now they can try to be travel vloggers, even though they still fail at that. But they can try it now. They can at least do, you know, what they originally set out to do. Now, I'm not critiquing them, you know, it's just... I'm a guy who sits here, like, shitting on other YouTubers, so, like, we all got our thing, I guess. Okay, this looks really serious. He's got, like, the Rode mic out and everything, and he's holding it stern, hard, and heavy.
As a YouTuber myself, this is the part of the video where I scam you with some hot bullshit product. But my product isn't bullshit, because I'm selling you my bathwater in a used jar of peanut butter. Just kidding, my product is not nut butter. It's the Hyperpolyglot handbook where I...
Oh, so yeah, it's basically the digital version of nut butter. So you open this one up, you're going to find something sticky on the inside, and it ain't the glue.
break down my unique method of how I learned 5, 6, 7...
Look how he's standing. It's fucking standing like a kangaroo. His ass sticking out, his bent forward type of thing. What is going on here?
And skip a few 100,000 or something like that different languages. If you're curious about my levels in the languages I speak, click the...
I was about to pause and go, I bet you this, it's my video. You know, this is the best part, okay? So, like, you can tell, like, the YouTube polyglots, they have two totally different reactions to my videos. It's either, hey guys, look, I have been analyzed and proven not guilty. Here is my video, as you can see with Language Simp right here. And then there's others who are like, oh, fuck that Evildea guy. He's just a trash talker. He doesn't know what he's on about. He only speaks one bullshit made-up language. He's not a real polyglot. How dare he judge me? You know, type of thing. So you get basically two reactions.
link in the description and watch.
I should have really got a worse thumbnail. I should have photoshopped one of his eyeballs just like completely off to the side. I know he would have loved that, but it would have been fucking funny.
Watch this video by this handsome gentleman who got that.
Sorry. I can't believe that this disgustingly beautiful pic of mine has managed to work its way around the polyglot community. Something that's meant to be like a serious community for learning languages. And then you got my fucking ugly ass mug in there.
Thousands of people together to analyze my levels in languages. I'm confident that you'll be impressed with my abilities. And right now...
I guess I was impressed. I was impressed with the problem is, it's hard to say I was impressed with his abilities because, like, the standards are so goddamn low in the polyglot community that just doing what you say you're capable of doing is, oh my fucking god, this guy's amazing. I can't believe it. He's not a fraud. Holy shit. You know, like, the standards have been lowered so much that as long as you don't lie, you're gonna get fucking praised.
Only the first 100 people are going to get 35% off the Hyperpolyglot handbook.
I read that as negative 35% off, as in, like, you would pay 35% more. My bad.
At languagesimp.com. At the time of filming, that's a discount of over 180,000 dong. That's the biggest discount I've done up to this point. I'll do something similar maybe for Orthodox Christmas or something, but nothing's guaranteed. Languagesimp.com, first 100 people...
Hey, do something for Zamenhof Day. Yeah. You could call it Chadhoff or something like that. I don't know.
35% off, link in the description, Arrivederci.
The beta.
If you're the beta, you're not even 1 year old. You were born in 2025, and you're a pioneer in Gen Beta. Right now, you're...
Oh, so if you're... Oh god, that fucking stock footage. If you're the beta, basically, you should reach college by the time AI takes over and annihilates us all. So enjoy spending the only years of your life studying. I'm just, okay, because I used to be an actor back in the past, and, like, obviously when they're filming all this stock footage, these companies, okay, they just film, like, scene after scene after scene after scene. Just random scenes, because they know something's going to make money. Could you imagine if you were just an actor hired, and they're, like, just come in, and you're like, okay, what do you want me to do? And they're like, here, take a pillow, beat on him for about 5 minutes, we're just going to film this from different angles, and I'd just be like, hell yeah, getting paid to beat on a guy for pillow.
coasting through your language learning.
Like, look at their faces. They're fucking into it. You go,
just
boy.
Listening to your two dads argue about who's going to do the dishes, and you watch a lot of cartoons. So you're comprehensible input maxing, but really, you should consider focusing...
Oh, the comprehensible fucking group, that's a totally different category, okay? You could have, like, the CI cult as a completely different category. And then, of course, the direct opposite is the Anki cult.
A bit more on output. My method revolves around speaking from day one, and you've already blown it, dude, so start talking.
The normie.
If you're the normie, you're probably new to language learning, so all you use is Luodingo. You think it's the only possible way to learn a language.
What is this? Water. What fucking language is this?
language, and you feel like a sophisticated cultural academic when you tell people you're learning Spanish. You most likely have a job. You love streaking, and you think
Oh god, don't get me started on jobs. Okay, 1,000 day streak. Is this like the Peter Coles icon on Duolingo or something?
you're making progress, but you're really just repeatedly clicking on pictures
Okay, we've got boy is Le Garcon Filet. This is obviously une orange. I'm guessing this is French.
of apples and cats.
The green-pilled goblin.
You're correct at Luodingo. You are so good at clicking on pictures of apples and cats. In fact, you could click on pictures of apples and cats in any language. You're addicted to Luodingo, and you've climbed all the way to the Diamond League on your phone and on the burner phone you cheat on your wife with. You try to recruit everyone you know to drink the Kool-Aid, download the Green Bird app, and join your family plan.
The cheater.
Okay, I'm going to be honest about the Duolingo people, because the only people I've seen seriously use Duolingo is like the people who are sitting on the train with me on the way to work, and it's kind of like they pass the time doing Duolingo because they realize there's no hope in their life, there's nothing they're working towards, and they're just trying to burn away the hours before, they can go back home and sleep type of thing, while feeling like they're actually making some type of productive progress in their life.
If you're the cheater, you learn way too many languages at the same time. You claimed you were going to concentrate on just
Oh, okay, so it's not like you cheat on different people and get as many language partners.
learning Spanish this year, but a few months in and you're cheating on Spanish with other languages. On the side, you're learning spicy Spanish, flamboyant Spanish, romantic Spanish.
I got a guy at work, okay? If he watches this video, he's going to call me out tomorrow when this video goes live, okay? When I first started working at this company, he told me straight up, he's like, oh, I'm learning Spanish. I was like, oh, that's cool. One day I'll learn Spanish. This was way before my Dreaming Spanish challenge. And then as time passed by, we'd have these weekly meetings where it's just talk shit about anything type of meeting. Not it's meant to be team bonding and stuff like that. But anyway, every time he would say he's learning a new language, each week would go by. it's kind of funny. And I'm pretty sure he's got this cycle of languages he says he's learning, but I have yet to hear him speak a word in any of them.
Exotic Spanish, Asian Spanish, and Tweet. So obviously you aren't making much progress in any of them. This proclivity to not stick to one thing affects you in other areas of your life. After years of cheating on your poor wife, you pressured her into opening up the marriage, and now you spend more time with guys from the gym than you do with the woman you dedicated your soul to.
The deadlanger.
Okay, now after he said all that, I take back what I said about my colleague at work. Okay, the deadlanger. I'm guessing this is Latin and shit.
If you're the deadlanger, you're studying Latin, Ancient Phoenician, Old Norse, or some other language that's been dead and gone for hundreds, if not thousands of years. You're a bit delusional and in a constant mental battle with yourself. There's a voice in your head saying, stop learning Latin, bro, it's been thousands of years, no one's gonna speak with you, which torments you. But after a few minutes of copium, reminding yourself of the few niche reasons Latin could be worth your time,
this is so true about Latin. I go through this phase all the time with Latin. There was actually this one day where I was on Wikipedia reading up about canon law because it was the only possible career path in which I could see me using Latin. I was like, yeah, I can see me doing that. I can see me doing canon law. I just got to become a lawyer first, but then I can finally use Latin professionally. And then I saw the part where it says you must be a Christian. I was like, oh, come on. Do I really? And then I was like, maybe I could fake it. I could pretend to be a Christian as long as I get to use Latin. And then I found there's basically no need for it here in Australia, and there's a handful of actual canon lawyers around in Australia. So my options are very limited in that regard, and then it sent me back down the path of depression and back to a language that's actually, professionally useful, such as Esperanto.
you're again happy with your decision because you know what a medulla
There is a lot of redheads in this video. I think he's got a thing for redheads.
oblongata is, and you can decipher the scientific name of an oak tree. Also, screw it, you don't care if there's no one to talk to. You're an intellectual Chad who likes history.
The conlanger.
If you're the conlanger, you're a Chad who gets all the ladies. You don't have time for all
Fucking damn right. God damn, I say this all the time, guys. All those simps out there trying to, build big muscles and shit and show off, putting on their glasses and sunbathing their chest and shit. Yeah, that's not how you get the girls. It's the conlangs, man. They fall over head and heels for that shit. In fact, true story, okay? Many eons ago, before I met my wife, I was actually at an arcade, and I met this girl there. And I helped her, smash in this game type of thing. We got chatting after a while, and somehow the conversation turned to places she wants to go. And she said something about, she wants to go to Spain. And I was like, oh, yeah, I like learning languages. I just, randomly said that. And she must have misheard that as oh, you speak Spanish. And I was like, Yeah, I speak Spanish. And I just went along with it. And she's like, oh, teach me some Spanish. So I just started teaching her Esperanto. It worked amazing because she didn't know. So she actually walked away, learning a couple of Esperanto phrases, thinking they're Spanish.
All these BS real languages that normie beta speak and learn, you're more attracted to lab-grown languages that were designed, like Esperanto, Tokipona, and German. You're probably
Yeah, let's... wait, German? It took a moment to register.
quite good at learning languages, and if you're a real Chad, I bet you've tried making your own conlang. You should...
That's coming, guys. When the channel gets big enough and I start to take over the polyglot community, I will invent Evildea, and it will be the most atrocious language to ever exist.
Consider making a cult out of your conlang. You could...
Of course. Like, if you're not making a cult out of your conlang, you're doing it wrong. Why else would you make a conlang? Like, seriously, look at Tokipona. Like, you think that language is alive because it's useful? No, it's cult. That's why we have it.
Have loyal followers who worship you. Think about that one for a minute.
The study maxer.
If you're the study maxer, you focus more time on organizing your studies than you do actually studying. You've got whiteboards with plans, calendars, organized...
That's actually a whole YouTube category, this one here. Like, you'll see the YouTubers where they'll show their books, where they draw out all these, like, beautiful diagrams around their study notes and stuff, and it's fucking amazing. It's like goddamn artwork, man. I swear to God, it's less language learning, and it's more like a category of the art YouTube. So, yeah, this is like a real one. I actually kind of like watching them every now and then I realize how much time they spend actually drawing and making those pages, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Notebooks and highlighters with different colors for different types of words. You won't shut up about the Pomodoro-ass Pomeranian method as well as neuroplasticity. You're probably popular on Pinterest or Tumblr because you're obsessed with the aesthetic of being a studious intellectual language learner who has every step of the process mapped out. But you haven't even really started. You're just color-coding everything.
The Robomax.
Yeah, but nowadays we've even modernized this. We've got apps for this shit as well. You got like Obsidian, so you can like copy all your study notes in there, and then you can create hyperlinks between pages and shit. So you can just like dump everything that you know or everything you're learning in a form that you understand into it. I actually did this with programming at one point where I was like, as I dug through and learned APIs, I basically created an entire Wikipedia of just like my own knowledge on these APIs, so I could just like straight through the hyperlinks get to the knowledge I needed. You can go deep into that shit. But yeah, it can become all-consuming. Robomaxer, what the fuck is a Robomaxer?
If you're the Robomaxer, you've completely sacrificed your routine to AI. You purchase and use every new AI language learning tool, and you...
Oh, okay, so this is most of the modern fake hyperpolyglots. These guys where they'll be like, hey, buy my course, and their course is literally designed by AI. They send out AI emails, everything's fucking AI. Like, you don't even know why they're involved in the process.
Only practice speaking to robots, which admittedly is making you progress rather quickly. But you lost the plot entirely. The whole fucking point of language learning was to speak with people.
Whoa. I don't like people. Don't tell me to do that. Fucking talk with people? Jesus Christ. Some people don't like people.
People. Stop dating AI Ethiopian women. Speak Amharic to real people and stop being a loser. What?
Yeah, if you're gonna date AI people, date AI Japanese girls. Or Chinese girls.
One day I'm gonna hack your Neuralink and make you speak French.
The Tweaker.
If you're the tweaker, you're overwhelmed.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is definitely his category. I can see him as being the tweaker.
By everything. Do I study grammar or vocab? Which method do I use? Do I get a tutor, a class, an app, or flashcards? Or should I get into gambling? Which language should I even learn?
Oh, these are the people in the comments section. Yeah, they change every 2 seconds.
I live in the USA, so I must learn Mexican. But wait, my favorite language is Igbo. Maybe that. But wait, the CCP is going to take over the world, so I might as well get started with Mandarin. Orange farming, since China produces the most of them in the world, and I guess then I could learn Cantonese for fun. The liar.
The liar. Okay. This should definitely be a subcategory of a lot of YouTubers.
If you're the liar, you claim to be fluent in a bunch of languages, but in reality, you suck at them. You often lie about being really good at niche and rare languages so that no one can judge you on them. When you finally run into a native of the endangered Anus language of Indonesia, you panic, take off all your clothes, and run into the street while having a mental breakdown. And if you claim to speak one of my languages, and then you hit me with a bunch of excuses as to why you can't speak it with me right now, I'm gonna hit you with the, what the fuck?
Okay, before we continue on, there is a subcategory of the liar, and that is the one who wants to be morally superior. So what they do is they go out and learn, or they say they're learning, like super rare endangered languages and shit, and like learning endangered languages and stuff is perfectly fine, but you can spot these people because as soon as you say anything about learning like a language that's, economically powerful or a conlang. Don't even mention a conlang. They will shit on you about, oh, you're such a colonizer. Why don't you actually help real languages, like endangered languages and stuff? Why don't you do something good and proper with your life type of thing? And then they'll talk about, what they're doing and how they're learning this minority language. And it's like, yeah, but are you learning it because you want to learn it? Or are you learning it because you just want to be, morally superior to others?
Scholar.
If you're the scholar, you're majoring in a language in college, or as non-freedom lovers say, uni. However, you only care about passing the tests and getting a good grade, so you suck at the language. You half-ass everything, as you're just trying to make your two moms proud by getting a degree.
Isn't this just every uni student? Like, they just half-ass everything?
Stop playing League all day and actually start speaking the language. It's gonna be hella embarrassing to have a degree in a lingo you can't even speak, but I see this happen all the time.
The yapper.
Okay. This happens with a lot of linguists. They don't actually speak another language, and boy oh boy do they get pissed when you point that out. You don't have to speak another language to be a good linguist. Yeah, I know, okay. Like, technically you can be a linguist without speaking another language. You could have, a major in computer science, and you don't technically need to learn a programming language, but, kind of helps understand what you're doing,
If you're the yapper, you just don't shut up. You love speaking foreign languages, and I get it, it's the best part for me too. But you talk so much that you forget to listen. It's like you have rocks stuck in your ears. You're mostly understandable, but you have the most unnatural, bizarre accent in your target language, and your grammar is non-existent. You listen so little that you don't even hear corrections when native speakers give you them, so you can...
This is a very interesting one. Like, I thought it would just be someone who talks a lot, which is definitely me, but like, do I know anyone who's like this? I don't think so. Like, most people that I know who actually go out and learn languages, more than just for work purposes, they are usually pretty introverted.
Continue to make the same mistakes 100 million times.
The shit poster.
Okay, now we've found me. Okay, this is definitely me.
If you're the shit poster, you're not even serious about wanting to learn languages. You lurk around language learning spaces trying to get everyone to learn Uzbek, or in rare cases, Turkmen, and sometimes North Korean. It was funny the first 100 fucking times you told me to learn Uzbek, but now it's a little stale. Plus it's outdated. Shavkat Mirziyoyev is dropping Uzbek 2, the sequel to the Uzbek language.
Okay, I feel like the shit poster could be split up a little bit here, because obviously you got the people who just hang out and do what he said, but you've also got the shit posters, not necessarily stating it's me, who they seem like fucking annoying tools, okay, who know nothing about what they're talking about, but they're the actual guys who are fucking good at learning languages and spend a lot of time. They just don't go actually, talk about that. They don't show off their abilities. They just like the shitpost.
At midnight tonight, you dingbat, start hoarding SpaghettiOs and potable water to get ready.
Jesus Christ, she was so happy about drinking that water. Let's go back and see that again.
The sequel to the Uzbek language. At midnight tonight, you dingbat, start hoarding SpaghettiOs and potable water to...
Did you see how she just drank the water? She was like this. She was like...
Get ready.
The anki maxer.
If you're the anki maxer, you're obsessed with flashcards, and 99% of your language learning time goes to making depictive markings on white rectangles.
Oh, no. The anki maxer is the guy who knows how to, like, design literally their own add-ons and shit, and by the time they're done, their anki does not look like anki. It will look like something like fucking a Duolingo app or something like that. It will look nothing like anki. It will not function like anki. It will be a completely separate program, and you'll be like, how did you do that? And they'll be like, oh yeah, I just wrote all this code and did all this and fucking pulled in this and used these different add-ons over here, and you'll be like, bro, this is too much for me.
Typically in a digital form. Your vocab is absolutely cracked, and if someone asks you how to say a random word like lemur in your target language, you'll name every type of lemur that hypothetically could even theoretically exist. However,
I did this with Esperanto, with animals, okay? I went out and learnt, like, literally every animal's name at one stage that I could. In fact, when I went to the zoo afterwards, because, I went down to the zoo with my wife, I remember I was down there, I was looking at animal names. They didn't even have an English name. It was literally just, like, Latin names. So I was trying to figure out what their names are in Esperanto. Obviously, it was pretty hard to figure that out. And then there was this other period, I don't know why, I was learning how to talk about all the individual parts of fucking flowers in Esperanto, okay? No, I'm not just talking, like petals and leaves and shit like that. I'm talking like, the veins and the subtype of veins and shit like that. I can't even remember what the words are in English, but like, I went hard at one point, and I was like, why am I doing this? Why? Like, this will never be used.
You can't express yourself at a second grade level, nor could you understand a simple conversation. Go play Yu-Gi-Oh or some shit.
The curse maxer.
If you're the curse maxer, you only learn swear words in your target language, which, let's be honest, is most likely Russian. You think
Oh, okay, so this is every person on a building site, at least here in Australia. A great example is my dad, okay? So on the building sites where he used to work, because he's retired now, he had a mate. I think they still hang out. Anyway, his mate was from Hong Kong and, you know, come down here, work, doesn't speak a word of English. My dad eventually taught him the word fuck by going, hey, fuck you, fuck you. And then that guy started, you know, eventually responding with, fuck you, fuck you. And they somehow built an amazing friendship around this, and they could not communicate at all. They went fishing together, they went and had like dinners and stuff together. He went to his place, you know, ate Hong Kong food and stuff. Could not speak one word with each other, but somehow they had like this super deep like friendship. It's like, so yeah, it's interesting.
you're so funny, and maybe you were a little bit at the start, but come on, man, learn something new. We already know you can say yebait suka, but let's try to have a real conversation now.
The eggshell walker.
If you're the eggshell walker, you walk on metaphoric eggshells not to offend people when you speak foreign languages. You sound like a moron in your target language because you think it's racist to pronounce things correctly and try to imitate a native speaker.
What? This can't be a real thing. If it is, if someone said that to me, they're like, oh, you're being too, you know, like, strict, trying to be, like, too correct or something. I'll go, yeah, you eat a fucking dick, mate. Get out of here.
Your Spanish has caused real Guatemalans to go deaf because it sounds like, hola, me llamo Josh, yo gusto el Spanish. Your Chinese, responsible for the death of dozens of Chinese natives, is a crime against humanity. But hey, at least no one thinks you're racist.
The listener.
If you're the listener, you're so shy that you never speak in your target language, but you get so much listening input over a long period of time that you understand it perfectly. There's nothing wrong.
Who's this? We all know who this is. There's a big portion of you watchers out there who are exactly this.
Wrong with this, but I hope you realize one day that it's okay to make mistakes and it's cool to have an accent, and anyone worth talking to is not going to judge you when you try to speak their language. Remember, words can't hurt you, so don't let anyone stop you from experiencing the joy of speaking a foreign language. In fact, nothing can hurt you.
But I will destroy my accent and I'll never get it back. I made this mistake with Spanish after what, like almost 400 hours. I accidentally said loco or something. Oh shit, I did it again. And now my Spanish is irreparably destroyed. I can never speak it properly ever again.
Invincible. You're immortal. You can fly.
The phonetics nerd.
If you're the phonetics nerd, you never learn anything in your target language because you're too busy memorizing IPA and standing in the mirror trying to make your tongue curl upside down and come out your ear. Your tongue is...
oh god, I almost choked. I would say that the phonetics nerd technically should be a category of conlangers. And let me explain why, okay? Now, most phonetics nerds don't set out to be conlangers. But knowing a bunch of shit about, you know, the phonetics of a language is generally of almost zero use, except for, you know, maybe being able to learn languages, how to pronounce them a little bit faster. But overall, what happens is they have all this fucking beefy knowledge in their head, and they want to use it, they want to utilize it. Most people don't care, and then they're like, they discover somehow, some random way, conlanging, and they realize at this moment they can be the big boys. They can be the ones that everyone looks up to, and they can create the languages with the most bizarre phonetics that you could possibly imagine. Sounds that technically do not exist but could exist will end up in their conlangs, and that's why they should be a subcategory of conlangers, because they're basically all conlangers, even if they don't know it yet. When they find out about conlangs, they became conlangers.
Jacked from all the shenanigans you practice trying to sound native, but there's not much real knowledge in that brain of yours. You think the only valid way to speak a language is exactly like a native, indistinguishable from perfect native-like pronunciation, otherwise you should cut your mouth off. If I came to you crying, grieving the death of a loved one, instead of comforting me, you'd probably analyze the sound of my tears and critique the reverse testicular rolled tap flap noises coming from my eyes.
Okay, that was pretty good. Okay, the genuine polyglot. Oh yeah, these ones are pretty rare.
The genuine polyglot.
If you're the genuine polyglot, you're very humble and you don't brag about your languages. You undersell your abilities in all of them, and you have...
Then why do we have a screenshot of someone who, just has a lot of videos about their language abilities?
Genuine fun with this marvelous hobby while repeatedly seeing success. Okay, which one do I think I am? I think I show elements of the curse maxer, shit poster, yapper, and cheater, but I like to think of myself as the genuine polyglot. And which one are you, brother?
Nah, you're just a shit poster. Ah, Jesus, that screenshot is way too close. What am I? Yeah, probably the shit poster. But we have to redefine shit posters. Most shit posters are actually pretty good at languages. As long as they're not like shitposting about their amazing abilities, when they're just like talking shit about languages in general, they generally at least know one language pretty well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section below what you all think you are, and if you think my assessment here is accurate, and I'll see you all in the next video. And if you're not there, well, don't worry. I will find you. I will speak to you in a language neither of us understand, and we will build the most fundamentally deep of relationships, and we'll go fishing together, dancing along the beach, hand in hand, only saying the word "fuck you" to each other.